Hey there, Newfoundland Round to Go. I'd like to have a quick chat with you over the topic of hard cases versus soft cases. This will not be a review of each system, it'll be more of a comparison of each system. I've seen a lot of reviews out there, and it's usually people's opinion over what they think is best. And I believe it depends on what kind of riding you're doing and where you're going, and really even duration of the trip, which is going to be some of the deciding factors on what system is best for you. Because I don't believe there's one perfect system. Hence, that's why I have two systems. When I first started riding, I knew I was going with the large aluminum bags. It was the whole look I liked, the robustness of it I liked, and I knew that was what I was going with. I didn't really consider or look at soft bags. I thought it was meant at the time for smaller loads, smaller bikes, but that's not true. So after using the hard cases for several years, I really come to realize their advantages and some of their drawbacks. First of all, they are super convenient. They're lockable. The lids are lockable. They're locked to the bike. You usually can get a system where you can key your ignition to all locks of the pannier as well. It makes it brilliant, convenient, easy to get in and out of, usually from either side. Easy to find things in the bag because they're very bright and large, so getting something from the bottom is usually not an issue. And opening and closing is quite simple, just hold the latch and twist the key and it's locked. They also can be modular, so you can add plates or straps to carry extra fuel or things you really don't want inside. I usually carry some extra fuel in a first aid kit. You can also get little bags to attach as well. Also, there's straps you can add to the top so you can carry some items up there. Tent, sleeping bags works really well. So all in all, they're convenient and they're secure. The only real disadvantage I see on the aluminum panniers is that in the event of a crash or dropping the bike, I do believe there's a much bigger risk of these being damaged and hauled out the bikes than a soft bag. Excuse me. Hence, that's why I end up going with a soft bag, because I found as well, I should say, because I found myself, especially on weekend trips with partial loads, I found myself in exploring where I wasn't comfortable taking the bike fully loaded. So what I would do, because I was worried about dropping the bike and damaging the hard cases or tearing them off the bike. So what I found myself doing was taking the panniers off and getting over the trouble section, coming back and putting the panniers off. And they're not great for carrying. They're sort of bulky, especially when there's some weight in there. Not ideal for carrying. So then I thought, on these weekend trips, a soft bag would be brilliant, because it would be, for one, easy to carry because they usually got handles. Now I will say there's a ton of different styles and models out there. This is the Moto. They're a premium bag with lots of I guess accessories you can add to the bag, plus also lots of features. So for one, they're easier to carry. I will say weight-wise, they're quite comparable. And I will also say price-wise, they're very comparable. Now, you can get much lighter, cheaper soft bags than the Motos, but they won't have the features, and they won't have the robustness, and they won't have the ease of getting on and off the bike. This system you use with the same scaffolding you do with with the hard cases, there is just one little mount that you add to it. So this slides on and slides off. Again, it's great because you can actually lock it to the bike. You do need an accessory. You do need to buy a lock. And you can get cables to wrap around the bike to lock the bag closed as well. So by the time you buy those extra accessories, weight-wise and price-wise, they're pretty comparable. I don't think weight or price is going to be the determining factor on choosing hard over soft cases. I think, you know, ideally you need two systems. You don't need two systems, but one, you're not going to get one system to do everything well. What I like about this system, and it's the only reason why I bought them, is that when I was off-road, if there was a risk of dropping the bike, I wasn't worried because I knew that these weren't going to be tore off the bike, dented, or tore open. And that's the only reason why I bought them, because they're a bit of a pain to get in and out of. There's compression straps, there's roll closure with buckles. It's, you know, getting something from the bottom, it's very inconvenient. You do need to pack really smartly, so you're not you know, spending a lot of time trying to get at things, unpacking and packing the bag, I guess. You can also make this modular, so you can buy extra bags. This has a MOLLE system, so you can add extra bags to the bottom as well. I guess you could overstuff it a little as well by not getting quite as many rolls in the top. But well-made, really convenient bag. And it's great for partial loads where you can compress down. Another disadvantage of the hard case is that if you've got partial loads, things tend to bounce around, especially if you're on rugged terrain. Things seem to bounce around a bit as well. So, you know, in a nutshell, convenience and security, dependability. I think that is the two big differences in the bags. Love both systems. You know, happy I have both systems. You know, and it really will depend on the duration of the trip and where the trip is. If I'm doing any off-roading, exploring, it's going to be the soft cases. So I see on weekend trips, shorter trips, I'll certainly be taking those. When I'm on longer trips where, you know, I'll be mostly campgrounding and moteling, it'll certainly be the hard cases there because they are brilliantly convenient. So anyway, that's my little 2 cents worth on soft and hard bags. Again, I don't think there's one system that's great for everything. So, you know, if you sort of have to choose what your style of riding is really. I think that's the determining factor on what case will work best for you. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Newfoundlander on the Go. If you like this little rant, you can hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel, and you can join me again when I do some reviews and comparisons to other products that I use when I'm traveling, and also join me for some trips on my bike when I explore this beautiful province of Newfoundland and Labrador and beyond. Anyway, thanks for listening. We'll see you again. Cheers.